Hi. So one of the things that I think I'll definitely remember and take away is the three pots that you spoke about. And my question is about the three pots that you spoke about. Now, yes, it may. What you said is very clear, and what you said of the um, three ways of flaws is also very clear. But how do I know what kind of a pot I am? I could be a dirty
Okay.
pot, thinking I'm a very open pot, which doesn't have any dirt. But because how do I look at myself independently and understand what kind of a pot I am, right? Only then can I change.
This is amazing. This is amazing. This is not that easy. What you said, your questions is so important. It's not that easy. So therefore, the great masters, they said that the first healing, the first step of the healing is you identifying your own defects. This is amazing question. Okay, you identifying your defects. For example, let's say that they say, particularly when you have the flaws, you don't see the flaw within you. Even to see the flaws within you, that is, you are very smart. Now, subtler the flaws that you discover within you, smarter you are. Only the smart people will identify the flaws. Okay, so how to do that? This is a good question. So for that, see, the gross ones is easy. For example, many people they say, okay, I have an anger issue, or some say that I have the lack of the lack of resilience, or I have a problem of laziness. So gross ones easy. Gross ones are easy. Subtler the problem is, more difficult it is to identify that. And we think that we don't have these problems. Actually, we have these problems. How do we know that? How do we know that we have these problems? So one thing that would be good way of doing it is say, for example, let's say somebody said, "Hey, Dorji, you're stupid, right? Stupid. You're wasting your time and you're wasting all the people, all the students of Dr. Nivedarji. You're stupid. Why did you accept her request, right? Let her teach. You don't have to come in the way, right? Don't waste their time. Don't waste your time. Don't waste their time. Okay. Then say then they say, I feel I feel mentally agitated. And then I'm supposed to be teaching compassion, teaching patience, teaching tolerance. I should not be saying I shouldn't be saying you stupid, right? Okay, I remain calm. But still they're still okay, this person's not really nice. This person's not really nice. You're getting it? I feel a little disturbed. And then next time the Vinay is there, and somebody said the same thing to Vinay. Why are you wasting Geshe last time? Right? You stupid, right? And Vinay smiles, right? And you can see that he has no mental agitation. He smiles and he tells the other person, okay, do you like a cup of tea? Let's go to the cafeteria for a cup of tea, right? Yeah, it's true. I'm wasting his time. I'm very sorry, right? Let's go for a cup of tea. And then I'm watching you. You're hearing it. I felt a little irritated or disturbed inside, although I did not react. But mentally, I would felt disturbed. But Vinay is not disturbed at all. The person said the same thing. What is said to me was said to him, but he was not disturbed. He took it very lightly, and instead he invited the other person for a cup of tea. He acknowledged that, yes, I'm very sorry, I wasted his time, right? So I wasted your time. Okay, so next time if we do something, I have to do something more skillful. So you help me to identify this. Thank you, right? Instead of becoming angry, you feel grateful. Then I learn from you. Wow, that's amazing. So with this attitude, you are not mentally disturbed, and you can think of something better in the future. That's amazing. I learn from you that I have the problem. I used you as my mirror. I used you as my mirror. That I have the problem. He did not have this problem. It's amazing. How I wish the person tells me that I'm stupid. Instead of me becoming irritated, I feel more grateful to the other person. Yet, The goal that I am seeking is not compromised. Yet I'm not disturbed. I learned it from you. So how? I see the mistake in me. Earlier I thought that this is normal. Because a person, just provoked me. So naturally I'll be disturbed. So it's a natural law. Now I discovered that it's not a natural law. There's somebody who can succeed in feeling joy to see that somebody abuses you and still you feel joy and can just change the whole scenario where the other person's changed. And the other person feels later on regretful to Vinay that, okay, I said that nasty thing, but he's not affected. He's so kind to me. Then he will say that, oh, Vinay, actually what you're doing is so nice. Right? This class is not bad. Dr. Dimitri is just smart. Right? So she once in a while she organizes a program. She's very good. She's very good. What are you doing? So good. You change this person's mind, other person's mind. You not being affected, and you change the other person's mind to make the other person positive. Then I'm watching you. In my case, instead of changing the other person, I feel irritated. And the other person also, because I did not respond to him, but I could see, the other person could see from my face that I'm not happy. So the other person becomes really unhappy and left. The other person not changed. And I suffer. But in your case, you did not suffer. You feel grateful. You're happy. And you change the other person. You benefit the other person in the course of this action. So I learn from you. You see you as a mirror, I see my flaws. So I see that I'm the pot with the impurities inside. Pot, I'm the pot with the inner way. I'm a pot which is not leaking or which is not put upside down, because I learned from Vinay. I maintain an open mind. Oh, Vinay, what is this? Somebody's abusing him, still he is offering tea. How stupid. I'm not saying this. I appreciate you, which means I maintain an open mind. And at the same time, I register that. This is so precious. I learn, I take it seriously. And then from that point of view, I don't put the mud in me. Learning from you, the 3 pots are pure with me. But with respect to other person, they saying something that I feel disturbed, which means that my pot, from that point of view, my pot is dirty inside. It's not pure. So therefore, this is how we learn. This is how we know your problems, by looking at people who you see as your role models. Not necessarily that, oh, this person is so good. Any person, even a small child, can display qualities which you cannot display. You can learn from anybody, any person. Good. Any more questions? Okay, Thomas La.
Okay, hello Geshe-la, hello everybody. I'm Thomas from Finland. Nice to meet you. I have 2 questions, but we don't probably have enough time to deal with each one of them. So my question is related to the afflictive doubt. It is said that the Buddhas are beyond suffering. They don't feel any suffering. But at the same time, it is said that Buddhas are omniscient. If Buddhas are omniscient, that necessarily entails that they feel empirically the pain and the sufferings of others. But if they are capable, and they necessarily, because they are omniscient, feel all the pains and sufferings of the others, how then they could be free of suffering? Isn't that a logical contradiction?
Okay, thank you, Thomas La. This is a very good question. Thank you, Thomas La. Okay, what Thomas is saying is that when you become a Buddha, each one of us, we have the capacity to become Buddha. Capacity to become Buddha doesn't mean that you become a Buddhist. It means that your seed of perfection which exists within us becomes manifest. That your fears, your miseries become zero, your pain becomes zero, and your happiness expands to infinity. This is meaning of the Buddha. Buddha is a Sanskrit word. It doesn't mean Buddhism. It means awakening, full awakening of the potential inside. This is the meaning. Anybody can be awakened. Why only Buddhists be awakened? Even non-Buddhists can be also awakened, provided they go in there with the 3 pure pots, 3 correct paths, and get the proper information. You can also be awakened. Okay, so another question is, if you become fully awakened, it is said that your miseries will become zero, your pain will be zero. At the same time, you know all phenomena. You're omniscient. Omniscient meaning you know all phenomena. You know the pains of others. Because you know the pains of others, you love the sentient beings infinitely. So therefore, the that you empathy will come in you. Empathy is defined by a feeling of, say, the pain. What the other person goes through, you also feel the same thing. Empathy is there. If the empathy is there, there's a pain in you. So how can the Buddha, without the pain, with the empathy, towards all the beings? And if there's one person who has the greatest empathy to all the beings, is the Buddha. When you become a Buddha, not only Buddha Shakyamuni, when you become a Buddha, you have the greatest of the empathy towards all the beings. If that's the case, empathy is marked by one of the characteristics, which is the pain. You could feel the same pain as the other person feels. If that's the case, is this not the contradictory? Are these two things not contradictory? On the one hand, you say that Buddha is marked by total freedom from pains. On the other hand, you say that Buddha has the maximum empathy, which feels the greatest of the pain which other people feel. Okay, so is it not dichotomous? Okay, so the answer is that the empathy, how we understand in the ordinary people's language or ordinary people's experience, empathy is marked by the pain. But the real empathy is where you could feel what the other person is going through. You could feel the pain of the other person, the pain the other person is going through. It's not necessary that you should feel the pain, but for the ordinary people, when you feel the other person's pain, you also feel the pain. That is the ordinary people. Whereas, what is better? Say, for example, a mother and a child. If the mother has a pain and the child empathizes, and the mother senses, oh, now the child knows that I'm in pain, mother deliberately tries to hide her pains. Mother deliberately tries to hide her pains. Why? Because she knows that if my child knows that I'm sick, I'm in pain, my child will also feel the pain. I don't want my child to go through pain. Okay. So therefore, pain is a problem, which somebody who genuinely loves you doesn't want to see that in you. So when you become a Buddha, say your job is to say the benefit the beings. Benefit the beings. You can benefit most effectively without a pain. If you are in pain, you cannot benefit others. If you collapse out of pain, you cannot help others. So the most effective way by which to benefit others is that where you are the pliancy, the pliance of the mind. The pain obstructs the pliance of the mind. The pain obstructs the serviceability of your mind. So therefore, and for the ordinary people, when we say empathy, the pain should accompany. You should feel the pain. It's not necessary. Real empathy is where you could feel the pain of others, where you may not necessarily go through the pain yourself. So the question is, for the ordinary people, the pain invariably comes. Why? Because of one problem. That problem is self-grasping ignorance. When self-grasping ignorance accompanies that empathy, invariably you feel the pain. When self-grasping ignorance is gone, although you empathize, but the pain element doesn't come. Pain is not there. So you can empathize most effectively, and because of which you can really benefit the beings most effectively. At the same time, you don't feel the pain. You're freed from the pains. Okay, and for that matter, what I will say is that tomorrow we're going to study a little bit about ultimate reality. Ultimate reality, understanding of which is the wisdom. And this wisdom contracts the ignorance. And ignorance underscores all the pains. So you see this, say the link. Then you see that ignorance is connected with the pains. In fact, the pains are connected with the ignorance. And ignorance can be counteracted by the wisdom. And the wisdom should know the reality. What's the reality? The emptiness, that everything's like dream. So by introducing the wisdom, this ignorance is gone rid off. When ignorance is gone, the pain is gone. So the empathy is left. For example, one common example that I give is that if there is a golden piece, a gold, a solid gold, but is a burning hot. It's a fire. A gold on fire is a red hot burning gold. So let's say if I hold, oh, this gold, I hold it, it burns your hand. Oh, it burns my hand, I throw it, you're throwing a gold. What should you do now? You should keep it or you should throw it. If you throw, you're throwing gold, which is stupid. And if you keep it, it burns your hand. You are stupid. What should we do? Use your wisdom. How? Segregate the two elements, the gold and the fire. Put it in the cold water. The fire is gone. Gold is not gone. Keep the gold. Gold does not necessarily mean it should be fire. Likewise, empathy and the pain accompanying the empathy. These two are like the gold. Empathy is like the gold. And the pain is like the fire. So how to segregate the two? Put in the water of the wisdom of emptiness. This wisdom of emptiness will remove the pain. And the gold is left. Keep the gold, empathy. The gold of empathy, you keep it. It's so precious. Thank you, Thomas.